I've lived on the same quiet street in Lancaster, Pennsylvania my entire life. The kind of suburban road where every house looks like it's been copy-pasted. A lineup of porches, trimmed lawns, and mailbox flags that only ever move on Sundays. Growing up, Halloween used to be a big deal on this street. Families would sit on their porches with bowls of candy. Kids in plastic costumes would swarm the sidewalks, and the whole neighborhood would glow orange with porch lights and inflatable ghosts. But this year was dead. It was October 31st, 9:30 p.m., and I had barely seen 10 kids all night. Maybe it was the weather, slight drizzle, cold breeze, or maybe things had just changed since COVID. People were more private now, more cautious. Still, I kept my porch light on, candy bowl on the small table by the door, TV muted inside, so I could hear footsteps if anyone came. I was about to call it a night when I heard one single knock on the door. Not the excited, rapid knocking of a group of kids. Just one. Slow. Tap, tap, tap. I opened the door expecting some last-minute teenager in a hoodie looking for free candy. Instead, I saw one child standing alone on the sidewalk. A small figure, maybe 7 or 8 years old, wearing a plain black hooded costume and a full face mask, featureless except for 2 circular eye holes. No design, no expression, almost like a fencing mask, but softer. Fabric. They didn't speak. They didn't move. Just stood there. Not at the door, at the edge of the walkway, like they wanted me to approach them. The kid didn't hold out a bag, didn't say trick or treat. Just lifted one hand, a slow, deliberate wave. Something about it made my stomach tighten. Still, I grabbed a handful of candy and walked halfway down the path. "You're out late," I said, trying to sound friendly. "Last one of the night, huh?" The kid tilted their head slightly to the side. I held the candy out, but the kid didn't take it. Didn't react. Just stood there. And then, without a word, the kid slowly lowered their hand, turned, and walked down the sidewalk. Didn't run, didn't skip, didn't look back. Just walked away until the darkness swallowed them. I stood there like an idiot holding a fistful of candy. Something about it stuck with me. Not because it was scary, because it felt wrong. Not supernatural. Just socially off. Like that kid wasn't trick-or-treating. Like they were observing. I shrugged it off, sat back down, scrolled on my phone, but the image of that kid kept replaying in my head. Something about how intentional the wave was. Not playful, not shy. Measured. It nagged at me enough that around 10 p.m., I opened my porch camera feed to see if it had caught the interaction. I scrolled back. There I was opening the door. There was the kid standing down the path, but when I moved forward and held out the candy, the camera glitched. Not frozen. Just cut. One frame, kid standing. Next frame, kid already walking away. No interaction recorded. No wave. No hesitation. The footage looked like I had opened the door, stared at nothing, and walked back inside. I rewound and rewatched multiple times. Same cut. The kid was on camera, clearly at first, but the moment I stepped toward them, gone. I told myself it was just a camera error. But a thought slid into my head and wouldn't leave. What if that kid didn't want to be filmed? I turned off the porch light and went to bed around midnight. I don't know why, but before sleeping, I checked the front window. And there they were, standing across the street. Not moving. Same black hood. Same featureless mask. No candy bag. Just watching. My hand froze on the curtain. I didn't turn on any lights. Didn't move. I just stared through the tiny slit in the fabric, trying to understand. No kid, no person, just stands like that at midnight. I considered yelling, or grabbing my phone to record. But something kept me still. After about 30 seconds that felt like hours, the figure turned sharply and walked away again. No hesitation, no looking around, straight into the dark. I barely slept that night. The next day was November 1st. Halloween was over. Decorations already looked tired in the daylight. I tried to go about my routine, but I couldn't shake the feeling that I had been chosen. That kid hadn't gone to other houses. Not that I saw. No one else had posted on the neighborhood group chat. No other camera feeds online showed a kid like that. It felt like that child hadn't been trick-or-treating. They had been scouting, testing reactions, mapping behavior. And I had engaged. I replayed my actions in my head. I had stepped toward them. I had spoken first. I had followed their silent rules. Like I had accidentally passed some kind of test. And worst of all, they knew where I lived. That night, I locked everything. Every window, every door, curtains drawn. I turned off all the lights and sat on the couch in the dark. No TV, no music. Listening. Nothing happened until around 2:14 a.m. Tap, tap, tap. Not on the front door. On the side window, just inches from where I sat, on the other side of the glass. I didn't breathe. Didn't move. Slowly, without turning my head, I slid my eyes toward the window. From the darkness outside, a face was pressed gently against the glass. Not aggressively. Not threatening. Just resting there, like it belonged. A featureless white mask with two perfect eye holes. No fog from breathing. No sound. Just watching. We stayed like that for almost a full minute. Neither of us moving. Then, the mask tilted, the same slow, silent tilt as before. And I knew exactly what that meant. I had been acknowledged. I stood up and walked, without grabbing anything, straight to the back door, unlocked it, and stepped outside into the freezing night. I didn't think. I didn't plan. I just walked down the yard, across the street, and kept going until I reached the main road. I didn't look back. I never saw the kid again. But every Halloween since, I don't hand out candy. I don't turn on my porch light. And I don't answer knocks. Because I'm not sure if being chosen once means I'm off the list. We're still on it.